The movie starts by showing Andres, an artist who used to reside in Cuba. He shared a special bond with Vivo, a kinkajou whom he regarded as his pet. Together they delighted audiences with their musical performances on the streets, a harmonious blend of music and camaraderie, receiving adoration from all who witnessed their duet. This routine was their daily ritual. Vivo, in his own moment of reflection, reminisces about his journey from the forest to Havana, where he first encountered Andres, and his captivating melodies. Enthralled by the music, he chose to stay by Andres' side, and over the year their partnership formed an inseparable friendship. Andres, living a solitary life, found solace and companionship in Vivo and became his everything. One fateful day amidst their tranquil existence, a friend of Andres arrives bearing a letter from Florida addressed to him by Martha, who was a renowned singer. Confusion envelopes Vivo as he struggles to comprehend the significance of Martha's name and why everyone urges Andres to journey to Miami, Florida to meet her. Andres, sensing his bewilderment, confides in him the untold story of his past with Martha. He recounts their shared performances and his unspoken affection for her. But one day Martha got a chance to perform at the Mambo Cabana in Miami. Yet faced with Martha's promising opportunity, Andres chose silence. Fearing that expressing his feelings would hinder her success, he penned a final song for Martha, testament to his unrequited love. But alas, it never reached her. Despite the significance of this revelation, Vivo remains indifferent, as he was comfortable in his current surroundings and reluctant to see Andres depart from there. So when Andres tells him to pack up quickly, as they need to head to Miami, upon hearing this, Vivo becomes angry and storms out of the room. However, as he recalls how Andres had taken care of him during his childhood, he realizes he shouldn't be so selfish. So, consequently, he returns to the room and begins packing Andres' luggage. But the next morning proves to be devastating, as Andres has passed away, leaving Vivo in shock and unsure of what to do next. Amidst the turmoil, he notices a letter containing Andres' last song for Martha, but suddenly winds start to blow, which drifts away that letter from there. Determined, Vivo exerts great effort to retrieve the letter and ultimately managing to save it. Keeping the letter close, Vivo resolves to fulfill Andres' final wish by delivering the song to Martha. The following day, during Andres' funeral, everyone gathers to remember him. Among the attendees were some of Andres' cousins, including Rose and her daughter Gabby. Gabby recognizes Vivo as her grandfather's pet and invites him to come with her, expressing her need for a pet. Despite his sadness, Vivo declines her offer, committed to honoring Andres' last request. However, he faces the challenge of reaching Miami to deliver the letter. As he ponders his options, he overhears Gabby and Rose discussing their trip to Florida. As they were heading back to their home in Florida, before leaving, Andres' friend gave Gabby a bag containing some musical instruments who used to belong to Andres once. Seizing an opportunity, Vivo discreetly hides inside that luggage. With everyone's arrival in Florida, Rose informs Gabby that she must attend school and sell cookies as part of her project. However, Gabby, who prefers a tomboyish lifestyle and dislikes such activities, refuses to comply. Meanwhile, Vivo, concealed within the bag, attempts to unzip it. But when Gabby catches sight of the moving bag, she becomes frightened, imagining it to be her deceased grandfather's spirit possessing the luggage. But Vivo rolls along with the luggage and reaches straight to Gabby's room. Scared, Gabby was ready to kill anything that came out of the bag, but when she finds out that it was Vivo, she becomes very happy, and she thinks that Vivo was knowingly follow her, and he also want to be his pet. But Vivo didn't like Gabby at all. That's why he tries to run away from there. Coincidentally, Gabby's mother enters the room at that moment, providing Gabby with her school uniform and urging her to prepare for the cookie-selling activity. Despite her mother's insistence, Gabby continues to resist and eventually manages to find excuses to delay the task. Gabby was frustrated because her mom didn't understand who she really was, so she sings to Vivo using her musical instruments about who she actually is. In the meantime, Vivo manages to escape from window and heads out in the streets of Florida, trying to figure out that new place and how he is going to get to Martha. Suddenly, he notices a bus behind him, with Marta's final concert painted all over it. Figuring out that this bus is en route to Miami, he gets on the bus. But when the people notice him, they freak out, and the bus driver throws him out of the bus. Scared, Vivo was wandering on the streets of Florida, but then a giant pit bull hovers over him, preparing to eat him for lunch. So he frantically runs to get away from the chasing pit bull and comes back to Gabby. But there, Gabby says she knows his purpose for coming to Florida. She explains him that she found the letter from Martha addressed to Andres. and figures out that Andres was planning to meet his lost love. But fate had other plans, and he passed away. Gabby asks him that why do you want to go to such lengths to meet Martha? On this, Vivo reveals the song stowed away in his hat and gives it to Gabby. She reads the lyrics and realizes that Andres never got to express his love to Martha, and there she decides to help Vivo deliver the song to Martha. She searches the venue for the final concert on her laptop, and realizing they do not have a lot of time, so she goes to her mother with Vivo in her backpack and tries to persuade Rose into taking her to the final concert of Martha. But Rose was aware of tactics to avoid the cookie sale, so she asks Gabby to get dressed for the cookie sale. When this plan fails, Gabby and Vivo return to the room and decides to book bus tickets herself so she can get Vivo to Mambo Cabana, where Martha was going to perform that evening. She takes Vivo to Key West, Florida's downtown on her bike to get the bus tickets, but there she notices the girls trying to sell cookies while raising awareness about endangered species. Gabby tries hard to get away unnoticed, but the scout leader Eva tracks her down and stops her, inquiring why she is not dressed in her uniform, as it was against the rules to participate in a cookie sale without a uniform. So eventually she has to reveals Vivo from her bag and tells the girl she was out rescuing him. But seeing Vivo, Eva says that it's a kinkajou and he needs to be properly vaccinated. Right then Gabby notices that passengers were boarding the bus, so she pretends to be done with the vaccination already and dashes for the bus. But it was too late, and it has already started moving. The Girl Scouts sense something is fishy, and they follow Gabby on their scooters. While Gabby makes a run on her bike, Vivo tries to distract them by throwing things on them from Gabby's backpack. The girls chase Gabby, who manages to escape them until she gets stuck on a bridge and ends up landing in a boat. But determined to rescue the kinkajou, the Girl Scouts decide to follow Gabby. On the boat, Vivo notices that they are headed in the opposite direction of their original destination, so he feels defeated. But then he notices that Gabby has improvised a makeshift boat from the items available on the boat. After some consideration, Vivo jumps on the boat, and they both head toward Miami to complete their mission. Meanwhile, Rose stumbles across Gabby's laptop with Marta Sandoval's musical event open on the search tab. When she finds out Gabby proved her wrong, she fumes downstairs and grabs the car keys to go find Gabby. She swooshes past the traffic and finally manages to catch up with the bus heading to Miami. She threatens Gabby that she will be in big trouble soon and honks the horn impatiently at the bus, asking him to pull over, but the bus driver pays no heed to her. On the other hand, Vivo was somewhat skeptical of Gabby's supposed shortcut, but since he had no other choice, he complies and they reach the Everglades. And as they row their boat through the channels, Vivo realizes Gabby wasn't as annoying as she seemed initially. He sings about his feelings regarding this journey, but then an alligator yanks his oar. Filled with fear, Vivo hastily retreats to the front of the boat, catching Gabby's attention, moved by her empathy. Gabby offers to impart drumming lessons to Vivo, unaware of Vivo's own musical prowess. As Vivo effortlessly wields the drumsticks with skill, together they immerse themselves in music, finding solace and companionship in each other's company as they journey onward. However, their respite is abruptly interrupted by a sudden change in weather, dismissing the impending storm as a mere sprinkle of rain. Yet their optimism is shattered as heavy rainfall descends upon them. Amidst the chaos, a gust of wind snatches the song note from beneath Vivo's hat. Driven by desperation, both Gabby and Vivo reach out in a futile attempt to retrieve the song, resulting in Vivo becoming ensnared in a tree. The relentless current swiftly carries Gabby and the boat out of Vivo's sight, leaving him stranded and consumed by anxiety. Despite Gabby's assurances of safeguarding the song note, Vivo ascends the tree, scanning the forest in search of Gabby. But upon losing his footing, he tumbles to the forest floor, where he encounters Dan Carino, a roseate spoonbill, engaged in the solemn act of digging his own grave. He has lost hope in love, and after waiting for 8 seasons, he deems it fit to hibernate for the rest of his life. As Vivo attempts to solicit Dan Carino's assistance after introducing himself, he discerns that Dan Carino was too distraught to offer any aid. In a display of empathy, Vivo decides to extend his help to Dan Carino, proposing a reciprocal arrangement wherein Dan Carino aids in locating Gabby. In exchange for Vivo's assistance, together they embark on a journey to reunite Dan Carino with his beloved Valentina. Upon reaching Valentina, Vivo takes the initiative, compelling Dan Carino to introduce himself and express admiration for Valentina. Surprisingly, the interaction unfolds smoothly, fostering a budding connection between the two lovebirds, culminating in a departure marked by shared affection, content with facilitating their union. Vivo's elation was still short-lived, as he recalls Dan Carino's failure to uphold his end of the bargain in assisting him in locating Gabby. Meanwhile, at the Mambo Cabana, Martha receives a warm welcome from the staff, who were deeply honored by her choice to hold her final show at their venue. Amidst rehearsals, Martha inquires about any news regarding Andres, eagerly anticipating a reunion with her long-lost friend. Elsewhere, Gabby aboard her raft calls out for Vivo, only to realize that the song note was missing, but her solitude is abruptly interrupted by the arrival of Eva, the blonde Girl Scout accompanied by her cohorts. They demand Gabby surrender the Kinkajou, intending to quarantine it. Upon learning of Vivo's absence, Eva insists that Gabby assist them in locating him, despite her aversion to the Sand Dollar Scouts. Gabby finds herself compelled to comply. Upon discovering Becky's possession of the song, on the other hand, Vivo finds himself grappling with the surreal circumstances surrounding him. A chameleon perched nearby attempts to signal Vivo to lower his voice, urging him to maintain silence. However, Vivo, feeling slighted by the chameleon's gesture, defiantly escalates his volume, which draws the attention of Lutador, a formidable Burmese python who commands fear among the forest inhabitants. Lutador, enforcing his reign of terror, swiftly moves to silence the noisy intruder, labeling Vivo as his next target. Vivo employs his quick wit and agile tail to evade Lutador's grasp. As their pursuit reaches a climax at the edge of a towering tree, Vivo, in a bold gambit for survival, opts to leap into the unknown abyss below. Dan Carino swoops in just in time, rescuing Vivo from certain doom. Moved by their shared ordeal, Valentina and Dan Carino extend an offer to transport Vivo to Gabby via aerial means, in exchange for his assistance in fostering their connection. Meanwhile, Gabby, feigning concern for Vivo's whereabouts, orchestrates a ploy to retrieve the song from Becky's possession. Upon detecting movement in the tall grass, Gabby mistakenly assumes it to be Vivo. Lutador emerges menacingly from the undergrowth, sending Gabby fleeing back to her companions in terror. Amidst the chaos, they ultimately seek sanctuary within the sturdy branches of a colossal tree, but Lutador intensifies his assault, constricting the branch cage in which they cower. However, their plight attracts the attention of Vivo and the Duckbills, who heeds the girls' cries for help and launch a daring rescue mission. In a coordinated effort, Vivo manages to ensnare Lutador in intricate knots around a nearby tree, securing their triumph over the formidable python. And in this way, Gabby finally reunites with Vivo. However, during the earlier chase, the song note inadvertently tumbled into the water and gets irreparably damaged by the time Vivo retrieves it. This devastating finding plunges Vivo into a profound sense of despair, as the song held profound significance as a tangible connection to his beloved companion Andres. Feeling utterly defeated, Vivo confides in Dan Carino, expressing his resignation to return to Cuba, resigned to the belief that all hope is lost. Yet in a sudden twist of fate, Vivo learns that Gabby had committed the lyrics to memory from her uncle's rendition of the song. Buoyed by this newfound revelation, Vivo's spirits soar as he realizes that, with Gabby's recollection of the lyrics and his familiarity with the melody, they possess the means to reconstruct the songs. And with renewed determination, they steer the boat back towards Miami, collaborating seamlessly. Gabby transcribes the lyrics, while Vivo painstakingly reproduces the melody on a piano application. Upon arriving at Mambo Cabana, Gabby's lack of a ticket prompts a daring gambit as she infiltrates the venue, pursued by vigilant security personnel. Undeterred by her mother's admonishments, Gabby remains resolute in her resolve to fulfill the mission at hand, despite facing obstacles at every turn. Gabby perseveres, urging Vivo to press forward as she orchestrates a plan to deliver the song directly to Martha. Meanwhile, Martha was grappled with the heartbreaking news of Andres's passing, but upon encountering Vivo bearing the cherished songs, Martha experiences a profound revelation, realizing the depth of Andres's enduring love for her. Emboldened by this newfound clarity, Martha ascends the stage to perform the tribute to Andres. In exchange, she confides Vivo that Andres would have been immensely proud of him. Finally finding the closure he had long sought, Vivo's journey reaches its conclusion. Subsequently, Gabby's mother Rose admonishes her daughter for her recklessness. However, a heartfelt revelation from Gabby, detailing her yearning to express her love to her late father, fosters a newfound understanding between them. Soon Vivo arrives there in search of Gabby, and together they all attend Martha's concert, where the performance of Andres' song serves as a culmination of their shared journey. And with this, the movie comes to an end.